make technology work, but still be light and nimble and enable companies to grow. So that's my company. That's what I paid for. Now, pretty much most of my time, when I say most of my time, which includes a lot of my family time, is I spend doing a lot of connect, working with user groups. What are user groups? You already know about it. There are various user groups. What do they talk about? How do you make technology work and all of that? As I flew globally and met customers who've done different technologies, I realized knowledge of the local environment supersedes your knowledge of technology which can work some part of the world. Why it makes sense? Because if you're doing a great implementation back in, say, Atlanta, you cannot take just implementation and stick it on to Dubai and expect it to work. Because it's not technology. Technology will always work. The thing that does not work, or the thing that works, are the people behind it. So it was important to learn from the peers. So the Middle East had a lot of successful implementations, but nothing was out, nothing was in the arena, nobody knew about it. So back in 2008, I worked with a global user group in the US, and we worked with them a couple of years, but their strategy was different. So since 2011, we became independent. I shouldn't say that I'm the founder. Yes, I am, but I created this with a couple of friends. And today it's one of the most organized user groups in the Middle East for Oracle. Just to let you know, the SVP of Oracle, the guy who builds e-business every year on year, comes to our conference and meets our customers. And this has been very, very good for me because as I spend time doing a lot of my effort to build that, all I'm gaining is experience of what companies have done with technology and just come and re-implement that, just not reinvent the wheel. As I learned about users, what I've done in Oracle, the challenge was, my life, yes, we do a lot from end-to-end from Oracle, from hardware, to software, to application, to database. But there's a lot of it which is not Oracle for us. So, which is when I created the other forum called CIO Arabia. This is a completely vendor diagnostic, which basically means we told vendors to please step out. Because when we get in, we really talk not successes, failures. What's gone wrong in our lives? What implementation went right? So these are top-notch CIOs in the region. We come in, close the doors, we talk about problems, whether being an implementation, whether being a technology not working, whether being a vendor fleecing us with this money. So these two groups helped me learn, and I spent a lot of time and energy in growing it and grooming it. I'm very, very happy where it's reached to, and hopefully we never know where it's going on. So that's a little bit about me. I think I'm marketing myself pretty well. Coming to what I want to talk to you about, I think the rest of the slides is pretty much about the Middle East, and last I'll finish off with a slide on what a CIO is about. As I said, the Middle East is probably an area, you hear a lot of good things about it. It's a place where the world's tallest building is there. It's a place where all the crazy stuff and funny stuff happen, but we also hear a lot of negative energy. But in a simple way, I say, as with every part of the world, there's a lot of things, and this is what happens with companies which come in. I can say this because as I work with user groups, I worked with the likes of Accenture and Infosys and Wipro when they come into the Middle East, because I was the head of the Middle East user group. They said, what should we do in the Middle East? I said, simple things, sir. You've got to be committed to the region. So they said, we are really committed, we're coming in, we're going to deliver the result. They come in, then they see life is different in the Middle East. It's not just what happens in the US or in India or in Australia. And then they get into cultural challenges, they get into operational difficulties, and they start going down the road. Everybody who's gone down the route, those companies, I'm not going to name them, but there are some of the top 5 there. That's where, the second rejection part, they decided to quit and left. But then the rest of them who stayed and sustained, that's when they came back. And today, that's the challenge which happens with the Middle East. This is from a vendor perspective, anybody who wants to come and set up their operations. Now, what are the challenges that could go into the Middle East? Now, this is a picture of my team. If you see, there's a lot of beautiful girls, a lot of different cultures, lots of Indians, Filipinos, there's a girl from Palestine, there's this British guy. This is what you will get in the Middle East. I'll take a number just to interact with the team. Do you know how many nationals live in the city of Dubai? Anybody want to raise hands and just take a wild guess? Okay. 63. Okay. I'll take 2 more tries if somebody wants to be brave enough. 186. Okay. Last try. I'm not giving any awards. Sorry. Okay, but Alright, I'm going to give you the answer. Anyway, 205 nationalities. I didn't realize there were 205 countries. But the way they do it is basically they say different countries and cultures. And that's the thing. Every single national of the country lives in the Middle East. And that's what it's all about. It's a myriad mix of cultures and races and people. And depending on which part of the Middle East, there's chaos, there's violence, and there's bliss, as I say in Dubai. I live in Dubai. I've been there for the last 10 years. I enjoy living there. Okay, so I think that's the thing about it. The bigger challenge we face in the Middle East is all the analysts who come. I, for one, don't trust it because they come to me and ask for my information and then they put it in this nice information. They don't do enough research in the Middle East. So whatever information you're going to get about the Middle East, you have to take it with not a pinch of salt. You probably take a big tin of salt and take with it. There's no real mature analytical information. Why is it so important? When I'm going to do an implementation for a $1 million project, there's no way I can stand up to the board and say, my neighbor next door, who's a company, is investing 2% of the revenues into IT. They say, where do you get this information from? But if I give that information, let's say from the US, there's so much analytical, mature, clear, transparent information. That's the challenge we have. And I talked to you about the culture. And now I go a little bit to real numbers which I can trust. How many know about GITEX? Oh, I saw a half hand open. Okay, GITEX is the Middle East premier IT event. This is the 33rd year which runs. It's a circus. It's 5 days, and they bring in people from all over the world. Okay, these are like global IT events that happens. Now, Middle East is happening. These are numbers which you can read through. I'm not going to read through, but it tells you about what. It's about a place where the Middle East is. Dubai is trying to become the marketplace of the Middle East and North Africa. Today, if you see, there's a lot of strife in the Middle East and North Africa, but you see slowly some of the strife is settling down. And those countries are the areas of opportunities. If you probably talk about 5 years from now, if Iran does the right thing right, that's probably one of the most strongest economies that can happen. Because they have a democracy working halfway, but then they're trying to work with the global leaders. That will probably power a lot of opportunity and movement there. And North Africa, even though there's a lot of violence here about Kenya, Ethiopia, these are countries which have a lot of growth for. So what happens?